Hello everyone, it's Tanya Gabrielle here, Wealth Astronumerologist. Welcome to Star Codes. This is the show where we look at the upcoming astrology and numerology events so that we receive the message and can stay in a high vibrational place as we navigate the incredibly intensifying energies that are happening on Earth and for humanity right now. So in today's podcast, we are going to look at the Libra new moon. And this is really a special one. It happens on October 6th, and it happens during a 6 universal month. October 2021 adds up to 6. So that number, which is the number of love and healing, health and abundance and nurturing, is really, it's meant to be ingrained in our hearts around this time. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus also governs love. Venus governs abundance and beauty. So there's a sense that you have a choice with Libra. There's always a choice because of the balances of going the way of love and beauty and nurturing and feeling the abundance of nature, or going into drama, which is the old paradigm where you're caught up in mind games and get your energy literally from the craziness of drama in your life. So we've come to a crossroads really this month in so many ways. So let's first look at the timing of this new moon. It happens at 12:05 p.m. and that's in London, so that's Universal Time, and that would be 7:05 a.m. Eastern, New York, and 4:05 a.m. Pacific, LA. And you don't need to be a Libra to benefit from this forecast. You have Libra somewhere in your birth chart. We all do. And so it's happening in one of your houses and most likely impacting some of your planets as well. So this new moon is so extraordinary because it sets off a quadruple 13 code. Now, 13 is the number of fearlessness and transformation and the divine feminine, the cycles of life. So life, death, rebirth, the eternal cycles of change, and getting empowered by surrendering to those cycles. So easier said than done, I understand. We're in a 5 universal year, so we are much more adaptable this year. We're meant to be more flexible in 2021. So this 13 activation in this Libra new moon is powerful. Now, why is it 4/13? Well, we've got the sun and the moon at 13 degrees Libra, and they're conjunct Mars at 13 degrees Libra. So that creates a stellium, very powerful, very energizing. And then they form an exact quincunx, which is a 150-degree connection to Uranus in Taurus at 13 degrees Taurus. So incredibly powerful. Now, Taurus and Libra share Venus as their ruler. So the Venusian impact is really quite astounding when you think about that. And 13 is the number of the divine feminine, and Venus is the planet of the divine feminine. So, and 6 is the number, the 6th of October, and October being a 6 universal month. 6 is the number of the mother. It looks like a mother when you look at the symbol of 6, who's carrying a child. So it is about nurturing and mothering and caring and mentoring and responsibility, home, abundance, all of those wonderful, nurturing, divine feminine subjects. Now, just to be clear, the divine feminine is in all of us, whether you're male or female. It is not a gender issue. It is literally a way of life, a balance of the sacred masculine and the divine feminine that is taking place now. So isn't it extraordinary that Mars is conjunct the sun and moon for this new moon? So Mars, the sacred masculine, is basically saying, okay, let's balance this energy out. You know, without the harmony of both, light and dark, sacred masculine and divine feminine, we are not connected, right? We don't have the minus and the plus in the battery connected. So if there is disharmony you are going to be challenged to change that in your life. And that can be across the board. It can be with friendships. It can be with health, because 6 also governs health. Libra, of course, governs relationships. And Taurus governs everything to do with how you create abundance in your life. Do you feel grounded? Do you feel secure? So there's a really amazing opportunity now where not only will you be asked to step up more, people may need you more, especially family members or, soul family members, but also self-care. 6 is the number of nurturing yourself, because you cannot nurture others. Just like when you're in the plane, they say, put the mask on first before you attend to your child, because you need to be available, right? So same thing, you need to do self-care in order to be balanced and be present for others in your life. So with Mars conjunct the Libra new moon, there is this forward momentum, this go get it, let's get started. And it is a new moon, and that is all about new beginnings. So it's a fantastic time, even with Mercury retrograde, which is actually helping us to really take a deep breath before we think and communicate. Even with Mercury retrograde, there is a new beginnings energy. So it's really an astounding time where we can dive deeply into our resources and use the directness of Mars, which doesn't take no for an answer, to move forward. Now, we have to be very conscious of our response to this energy, because it can get aggressive. So being in a place where we can use Mars's energy to fire up our life, get us into a place of confidence as we move forward with a great sense of direction, instead of using it to attack others, is going to be very important. So when we look at this big moment and understand that it's all coming together in the most extraordinary way, for example, Mars likes to go for it, but Mercury retrograde is saying ponder and reflect before you speak, and that is the balance, right? And so we are literally being pulled into a place where we feel the inner encouragement to stay in a place of total, it's almost like you are, in order to stay out of the drama, because there will be a lot of energy unfolding. Mars is really activated in October in both lunations. The Aries full moon on the 20th has an incredible aspect with Mars and Pluto. So we need to really stay in this place of total internal peace and balance. So the number 13 and Venus and 6 are so helpful in creating that climate, that inner climate. So let's look more closely at this quincunx with Uranus, these 3, Sun, Moon, and Mars, exactly 150 degrees from Uranus at 13 degrees, all 4 of them. So Uranus is the planet that rules the new age. This is what Uranus governs, is freedom. Even Libra is tied to the word liberty. And coupled with the Libra new moon and this 13 degrees quincunx to Uranus, this is really rebelling against the status quo, but doing so in a way that is healing. So it's not, it can get aggressive because Mars is part of it, but you want to use that Mars energy to be confident, not aggressive. So if you remember, let me bring this in. I know there's a lot here, but Uranus and Saturn are in a square throughout 2021. And it's pretty much all year long. It goes apart and then it comes together. But the major theme is that there needs to be a balance between boundaries, Saturn, and taking responsibility and order, having organization and plans, versus having the freedom to change those plans, change those old ways of doing things, and not cling to the familiar at the expense of setting yourself free. So this is a very big theme in 2021 to begin with. Now, here we have an opportunity now this month, starting with this Libra new moon, to feel that sense of liberation from any dogmatic approach. an approach that puts you in a box. So breaking through anything that is limiting is a big theme. Now, Libra governs, because of the balances, the justice system. There's going to be more that comes through the justice system that really addresses this issue of breakthroughs, liberation, and freedom. And the number 13 is empowering the divine feminine, meaning the intuition that comes with being able to navigate that change in the most high vibrational, balanced way is the key. Because when we're confronted with change, especially nowadays where it's just so much at once, when we access our intuition, we are able to be guided exactly through any situation, right? So Venus is helping with that. The number 13 is helping with that. Uranus, the planet of intuition, the planet that rules astrology, numerology, the divination arts, anything to do with breaking through adventure. A lot of inventors have strong Uranus. This is really the planet of galactic thinking, genius thinking. So this is all part of the awakening now, is that we all have this inner genius. So if we look at the big picture, we can see we've reached the tipping point. And in fact, I would venture to say that we will know this month that the tipping point, that we've gone beyond it, that we're now coasting. We're now on our way. Whatever it is that you were imagining about the Great Awakening, the human collective has finally chosen to wake up. And that is a big, big decision, right? That choice, which is now being activated, despite all the chaos and confusion in so many human organizations across the world, the awakening is happening. Remember, Uranus is the planet of awakening. Uranus has been activated throughout August, September, and now October. So it's been playing a huge role in terms of us coming of age. And this is a beautiful thing as we acclimate to the new age of Aquarius, which is the sign Uranus rules. So 13 is, of course, a number that we've been raised to fear, which is all the old paradigm. We're leaving that all behind because 13 is truly needed now. This confidence that comes from being in the flow through change and activating the divine feminine of empowerment through intuition to navigate those change. The fear of the unknown then disappears. And the fear of the unknown is the shadow side of 13. Every number, every planet, every sign has a shadow side, right? So we need to know that. And that's when 13 will disempower, when you get into, I'm afraid of what might happen, what if, all that. So now we are navigating the positive side of this powerful number. So as long as you still cling to what's going to happen? Oh no, things are just not moving the way I thought they would, etc. You block your ability to love, to feel what Libra, Venus, the number 6, the empowerment of being able to literally feel this surge of liberation that's happening now, because you worry endlessly with fear. You worry endlessly about what could happen to people you love. It drains your energy. It deprives you of the joy of life. That's what fear does. So if you're honest with yourself, you can see that worrying fearlessly doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve you. It just fills your mind and people around you who you tell about, vocalize your fear to, about worst case scenarios that might happen, but which in truth are very unlikely to happen. So all of us have experienced this monkey mind that worries, is concerned. And so we need to now shift and adjust to when situations arise that are not to our liking. We trust that we can deal with anything. So this is not something you don't know. You've been doing it all your life. When something happens that you don't feel in control of, and most of life tends to feel that way, we go there. We've done it. And now it's like the big, okay, can you do this all the time? Because we are being asked all the time to deal with the latest that's coming at us. So in the meantime, what's important is just to enjoy life no matter what arises. You'll be able to handle it. And even if you don't enjoy it, you'll be able to handle it. So this liberty, nurturing, loving, empowering new moon in Libra is saying that when you let go of fear and worry in the times we're living now and live in the now moment, accepting whatever arises, right? So let's say you need to accept that you are going to go on a hike and it rains. You accept that. And then before you know it, you're present for the most beautiful sunrise or sunset. It appears at the perfect location where you are at. Or if you forget a close friend's birthday, oh, so be it. So you take the friend out to lunch and have an incredible time together. And next thing you know, you receive an unexpected gift from somebody who you just met or even a stranger. So it always is like that. Life is filled with those things we enjoy and the things that we don't enjoy, but we navigate through them. We have the tools to just be in tune and in balance by pure acceptance. You know, it's human nature to focus on what's not working rather to embrace what is happening. And so there's truly so much goodness. There's so many people who've blessed your life. And so the more good you see in whatever is occurring in your life right now, the more good you see, the more good you see. It just continues. It literally is a domino effect. So make this Libra new moon a time where you embrace Venus, beauty, love, change, freedom, liberation, and inner empowerment. And if you want to know more about Venus, I have a free masterclass on what's happening now with this great awakening. Just go to venusmarscode.com. We talk about the sacred masculine and divine feminine and the cycles of Venus and how they're freeing us up and bringing us back into balance, including what the number 13 has to do with all of this. It's really, really powerful. So if you want to watch that free masterclass, just go to venusmarscode.com. Enjoy it and have an amazing Libra new moon. Take in this energy of revelation and momentum. And I will see you next week in our next episode of Star Codes. Lots of love.